What's going on, guys? It's Luke here. Going to run through this trade recap from this one trade today that we took on ES. I'm still actually sitting in this trade. I'm out majority though. I just have like 2 micros left in this trade and I'm letting them run to the London high. So total for this trade is 2.84R. We already secured majority profit. So without further ado, let's get into this one. So as we know, ES is obviously in a higher time frame bullish order flow. We do have these fair value gaps to the downside that we are eventually probably going to want to come down and retest, but regardless, order flow is bullish, and we had these relative equal highs right here getting put in. So those were my overall targets. And then if we went over to the 4 hour, we see that the 4 hour was kind of chopping to the upside, but it was technically still in bullish order flow. Now we go down to the hourly, and let's kind of put the market back to see what price was looking like when we got into the market. So in the pre-market, we had swept out all of this sell-side liquidity right here. And in terms of draws on liquidity, I had this low marked over here. We had the previous day low, and then we had the start of this daily fair value gap, and then these hourly lows down here. And NQ had already came down and filled this. And then for buy side, we had this hourly fair value gap right here, and then we had the London highs all the way up here. So we had this pre-market sweep, and what you can see after the 8 a.m. candle close is that NQ came down and swept out the previous day low, and ES was obviously making a higher low. So from here, I was viewing this as a pre-market liquidity sweep. I seen that if we back out to the 4 hour order flow is still technically bullish. The daily's in bullish order flow. The hourly, we swept out liquidity. From here, after the 9 a.m. candle closed, we had a bullish close. This confirmed the S&P. As you can see, NQ made a lower low, ES made a higher low. I seen NQ showing a ton of strength. So from here, I decided to look for longs, at least up to that hourly fair value gap, and then potentially to the London high, which would take out those relative equal higher time frame highs. So starting out in the pre-market, or before market open, we had this very, very small 15-minute bearish fair value gap right here. And that got completely run through, and we had a retest right there. So if you did catch longs at market open or in the pre-market, you would have been able to cash in there and pretty much caught the bottom of the move all the way up. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into that. I wanted to wait. You could have also gotten on this 5-minute retest right here on this fair value gap, bounced into here, but you would have been trading before the macro. So personally for me, I wanted to wait a little bit longer. So from here, I seen that the 5-minute was just trending upwards. We had broken structure to the upside, and I had marked out this 5-minute FVG and then this small 5-minute FVG right here. So if price wanted to come back into here, I was going to be looking for a continuation retrace. But at this point, I had noticed that NQ was all the way up approaching London high, and I seen that the momentum was crazy, strong bullish. So for me personally, I figured I would just take an aggressive entry on this trade. So once again, we had that pre-market liquidity sweep, 5 minutes trending upwards. We are, in this extended push, but I figured if I could get a long here on the 1 minute, I could keep my stop loss below these 5-minute FVGs, giving me a little bit of extra breathing room, and then target the bigger move on this trade. So then we went over to the 1 minute. We were in this consolidation, but what we had here was this 1 minute bearish fair value gap right here. So I was waiting for price to kind of just inverse this gap. So we ended up entering right here off of this breakout candle on the 1 minute, which inversed this 1 minute bearish FVG. And I put my stop loss below those 5-minute fair value gaps, giving it a good extended stop loss. So from here, my first take profit was the start of this hourly FVG, and my second take profit was at London high. So obviously, we ended up coming up pretty quick and filling that in, and luckily survived that drawdown, that pullback right there. If we look here, we ended up catching just a little over 1R. I ended up taking also a little bit of extra profit off at the end of the hourly fair value gap, which would have gave us about 1.64R. So we still have the runner going up to London high, so we'll see what happens. We're in a heavy consolidation, so it's right now it's 12:30, so we'll see if PM can maybe push us continued higher. If we look at NQ at the same time, NQ is kind of in that same consolidation, but it's slowly edging its way up, take out this higher time frame buy side liquidity. NQ could have also gave a pretty good entry as well on that liquidity sweep, but starting again, we had this pre-market liquidity sweep of the sell side right here, forming this bullish SMT where ES put in a higher low and NQ made a lower low. On the 15 in the pre-market, we ended up inversing this 15-minute FVG and then push it up. Then I seen the 5-minute was in bullish order flow. We were leaving behind some 5-minute bullish FVGs, but I wanted to just take an aggressive entry, and then if price pulled back, I would have added more contracts down here. We didn't end up getting that pullback, and we ended up riding it out from this 1-minute inverse. We close above this inverse, we break structure to the upside, 1 minute's in bullish order flow. Nice stop loss there. Take profit up here at the start of the hourly FVG, some more off at the end of the hourly FVG, and then we leave the runner up to London high, which hopefully gets hit. It's looking pretty good right now, so we'll see what happens. Total for this trade would be 2.84R, but yeah, not a bad trade. Tomorrow we have like the NFP Thursday stuff, and then we have some 10 a.m. red folders, so we'll see what happens. And then Friday's the 4th of July, so won't be anything there. So regardless of that, we'll be back with the outlook if we don't catch anything tomorrow, and then we'll be back next week. So that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until the next one, give me a like, subscribe, comment on the video, follow me on Twitter. Link in the description if you guys want to support the channel. Until the next one, I'll see you guys then. Peace.